The Dragon and the Pearl. A long time ago, in a peaceful valley surrounded by towering green mountains, there was a small village where a kind-hearted farmer named Bao lived. Bao was not wealthy, but he was known throughout the village for his generosity. No matter how hard times got, he always found a way to share his food, help mend a neighbor's roof, or care for sick animals. His farm was simple. Just a small rice field, a few chickens, and a sturdy hut made of bamboo. But what Bao lacked in riches, he made up for in kindness. Even though the land had been struggling with drought, he always gave a portion of his harvest to those in need, never asking for anything in return. One evening, as Bao walked to the river to fetch water, he noticed something unusual. The river, which had been low for weeks, shimmered as if touched by moonlight, even though the sun had just set. Curious, he stepped closer and saw a golden fish struggling between two sharp rocks. "Oh no, little one," Bao said softly. "You must be in pain." Without hesitation, he rolled up his sleeves and reached into the water. Gently, he freed the fish and placed it back into the river. But instead of swimming away, the fish leapt high into the air, shimmering brighter than ever. A sudden gust of wind swirled around Bao, and before his eyes the fish transformed into a magnificent golden dragon. Its long, glistening body coiled in the sky, and its kind, wise eyes gazed down at him. "Farmer Bao," the dragon spoke in a deep but gentle voice, "you have a heart full of kindness. While others might have walked past, you stopped to help. That is a rare and precious thing." Bao, though amazed, did not cower. Instead, he bowed respectfully. "It was the right thing to do," he said humbly. The dragon nodded approvingly. "Because of your selflessness, I wish to grant you a gift." The great beast opened its mouth, and from within, a glowing pearl floated out. It was no ordinary pearl. It shone like the full moon, casting golden ripples across the water. "This is a dragon pearl," the dragon explained. "It carries powerful magic. It will bring prosperity to your farm and your village, as long as it is used with kindness and generosity." Bao carefully took the pearl in his hands, feeling a warm energy flow through him. When he looked up again, the dragon was already rising into the night sky. "Remember, Bao," the dragon's voice echoed through the wind, "true magic lies not in the pearl, but in the kindness within your heart." And with that, the dragon disappeared among the stars. From that day on, Bao's life changed. Wherever the pearl was placed, plants grew tall and strong. His rice fields, once dry and brittle, became lush and green. The village's well, which had nearly dried up, now overflowed with crystal-clear water. At first, Bao used the pearl only for his farm, but when he saw how much it could do, he knew he couldn't keep its magic to himself. If a neighbor was hungry, he used the pearl to fill their bowls with rice. If a family's roof had collapsed, he used its power to mend it overnight. Word of Bao's generosity spread, and soon the entire village thrived. No one went hungry, and no one suffered alone. The people of the village, inspired by Bao's kindness, also began helping one another. One day, a wealthy merchant from a distant town heard about the magical pearl. He arrived at Bao's home, his eyes gleaming with greed. "Farmer Bao," the merchant said, setting down a heavy bag of gold, "I wish to buy your pearl. Name your price and I shall pay it." Bao smiled kindly but shook his head. "This pearl is not meant for wealth, it is meant for kindness." The merchant frowned. "Then I shall offer double. Think of how much gold you could have." Bao remained firm. Gold cannot feed the hungry forever, but kindness can. Realizing he could not change Bao's mind, the merchant left in frustration. But the village folk who had overheard the conversation felt even more grateful for Bao's generosity. They knew that true riches were not found in gold, but in the love and kindness shared between people. Many years passed, and the village remained happy and prosperous. One night, as Bao sat by the river, he noticed something strange. The pearl, which had glowed brightly for years, was slowly dimming. At first he worried, had its magic faded? But then, in the reflection of the water, he saw something incredible. The dragon's face appeared, its golden eyes filled with warmth. The pearl's magic was never truly in the stone, the dragon's voice echoed. It was in you, Bao, and in the kindness you shared. The pearl has done its work. The people of the village have learned to care for one another. That is the greatest magic of all. Bao looked around his village. Even without the pearl's glow, the fields were still thriving. The well was still full, and the people were still helping one another. He realized the dragon was right. With a smile, Bao placed the pearl back into the river, watching as it sank beneath the water, its light fading gently. He no longer needed it. Kindness had already taken root in every heart in the village. And so, the village lived in happiness for many generations, always remembering the lesson of the dragon and the pearl. The end.